How's everybody doing today? I thought I'd come out and sit next to this nice view of this mountain behind me. Well, you might call it a mound. I don't know if it's a mountain. It's not that tall, but and it's a little hotter than I thought it would be. It's supposed to be cooler today, but it stayed up to 100. Anyways, I would like to talk about something that happens to some of us. It didn't never happen to me particularly, but this can happen to a lot of metaphysical people. It's usually the ones that are like people pleasers. People pleasers usually have a tendency to fall under this energetic trap of what happens when you have fear of success. Now there's fear of failure and there's also fear of success. And yes, it's a real thing. Not everybody suffers from it, so that may be why you don't know about it. But the fear of success can block you from your success. And it happens to a lot of metaphysical practitioners. Not me in particularly. I'm a little bit more arrogant. I feel like I'm more I have a sense of deserving. So I never really feared success in that way. But some people, like people pleasers, not that there's anything wrong with it. If you're a people pleaser, you got to remember, I told you in a previous video, you got to stay in your own frame. And if you don't want to do something, you create a boundary for yourself and say no sometimes if someone's asking you something, or you're always wanting to try to like help or please other people so they like you. You don't have to do that. Just being a good person metaphysically is enough. That energy will create an abundance around for everybody else. Now going into the fear of success, what happens is, let's say the person's afraid of getting $1 million in abundance, because if they get that $1 million, now they feel guilty about having to like spread that wealth to other people that they know. And it could even be people that like really aren't even really their friends, or their family members are just using them, but they'll feel guilt and they'll be scared of the success because sometimes they're afraid of the problems that come with that success. And it's understandable, right? Because let's say you have $1 million in abundance that you manifested, and your mom or your father is going through like hard times. They lost their job and Social Security is not enough to cover their bills and stuff. So you start paying $1,000 a month towards the bills of their home, per se, let's say, and then you have a good friend that's on hard times, and he's about to lose his house. Are you going to make a couple payments of his mortgage? And then you have some family members that's like, hey, I want to start a business. I know you have $1 million. Can I borrow 10 grand or something like that? And you'll feel like you'll want to give all this money out because there'll be a guilt emotion attached with it. That's why emotions are so focused. I mean, metaphysically, when your practices, emotions is like one of the number one practices. Remember, you got to let go of your emotions. Now, I'm not saying being a mindless robot. I always say that. You got to be mindful with balance. If you have guilt, then what's going to happen is you're just going to start giving away your abundance. And then something else you might be afraid of is when you stop giving away your abundance. Let's say you're out of money, or you just like got tired of giving away money. Like, I want some of that money for myself too, because it's mine. The people that were relying on you stop liking you because you stopped giving them money. This is a common thread amongst millionaires, and celebrities talk about it. It's kind of like the dark side of success. And remember, you can't sell darkness, so that's why I'm talking about this. The dark side of success is you find out who is your family and who is your friends based on how basically they react when you stop helping them. Now, helping them initially, that's fine, because you're giving your abundance or whatever. You bought your parents a home. Yeah, that's all fantastic stuff. But if you stop helping them, or you start like your abundance starts depleting to the point where you're like, hey, I gotta cut this off because I gotta start creating more abundance so my lifestyle and my manifestations keep coming in, so I'm not just like bleeding it out. And then they start getting mad at you and then calling you names and stuff because you're not continuing to help them out. See, that's a problem, because now you found out who you. In a way, it's a good test. It's a good test, and it's kind of like a test in a negative way to see if you still maintain family and friends based on how they're. If you stop giving them a certain type of abundance and see how they react afterwards. It's I don't know if it's called a litmus test or whatever that test is it's kind of brutal when you find out like who your friends truly are. Let's say you give your best friend 20 grand or something 1 year to help him out, and you say, hey man, I can't give you another 20 grand this year because I'm running low on my funds. And he's like, hey, him or her is like, hey, no problem, I understand you're giving a lot of money to a lot of different people because your family or whatever is not too abundant or wealthy, and I completely understand. You gave me 20 grand, helped me out a lot, I appreciate it. What can I do to help conjure up some more abundance for you? Now that would be a great friend, right? With that type of response, or like helping out in any way they can. Hey, you need me to manage your account or whatever, or like try like help you with taxes or whatever, help do some of that work to alleviate some of that stress off you. What we can try to create more abundance. That would be a great friend. But if your friend says, oh, you can't give me another 20 grand, you have like $500,000 in your account, dude, so like you're just leaving me hanging, high and dry. That after you gave him money, like that would be kind of heart-wrenching. And it's like, wow, it would hurt your soul and your heart having a friend that has that kind of response. But that's kind of like how you know who your true friends are. So the fear of success can be a massive form of guilt, because there is problems when you become abundant. People think, wow, it's like, oh, I'm not suffering. I can pay my bills. I'm not late on my bills. I can eat whatever food I want. How can I be mad? Or how could I not have a good life? Well, some people that just entered into money that never had money before, not used to it, not used to knowing how to manage it. That's why the fear of success is there. It's like you want to start helping everybody around you because you're a good person, and then you mismanage your funds. And the fear of success is like, will people judge me? The people that I was working with before, are they going to judge me like, oh, look at her or look at him, and they all of a sudden they got a lot of money and then they quit their job and they get to do whatever they want. So you feel bad, you're afraid of being judged. That's another problem with the fear of success. So stay in your frame, be yourself. I am. Remember, I talk about I am. We're all spiritual beings having an infinite temporary human experience. You are what you are. It doesn't change, because money is a made-up thing. Just because you have more or less of it does not change who you are. You're still a co-creator of the universe, and I just want you guys to always remember that. So if you're one of the ones that are fearful of success, just remember that you're a co-creator of this universe, and we're all connected, and there's no reason to feel guilt. If you want to help other people, show them my videos, or teach what you learned about metaphysics from my videos or other people's videos or other people's books. Teach them to create abundance. Become the teacher. I'm not the only one that has to be the teacher. You teach other people about metaphysics and positive thinking and optimism and the law of assumption. All this stuff will help other people. You spread the word. That's why I'm doing these videos, to teach you guys how to be abundant and having a soulful experience while we're on this 3D plane. That's the whole purpose of this. I was blessed with information that a lot of people weren't blessed with at a young age, and that's why I'm so happy to teach it to you guys, so we can all wake up and build a better society. That's what the whole point of this is. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the view. You can hear a plane flying over directly above me. Oh, something else that was kind of interesting I wanted to talk about. It's not related to the fear of success. It's about manifestation. So I sometimes have a hard time getting motivated. Like I wake up in the morning and I try to get my mind into the right focus, the right mindset for metaphysics and spirituality. When you wake up tired and stuff, you have to kind of like motivate yourself. And this happened like probably 6 months to a year ago. I'm like, yeah, let's see some signs. Let me manifest some signs to like help motivate me. So you start seeing the 1111, the spiritual awakening numbers a lot, and I see that multiple times a day now. So just to remind, I do that to remind myself. Like I see 1111 a lot. Every single day I see 1111. I'll just happen to look at my watch at the exact right time. My body knows my subconscious mind knows to know when to look at my watch. I could not look at my watch for an hour and then I look down and it's 11:11. I swear that's how it is. I am now connected with looking at and seeing 11:11 because I enjoy seeing those signs. So that's what I kind of like put myself in automatic mode for that. And one thing that happened a year ago, and most people think it's a it's a negative one, but I used it as a positive. So the term that people started saying was "Let's go, Brandon," and we all know what that meant when referring to the NASCAR race and the reference to Joe Biden. It's a negative statement, but I used it for myself as a motivator because everyone started putting them on the back of the stickers on the back of the cars, and whenever I felt like I was unmotivated, I'd look down at the clock on my truck and it'll say 11:11, and then someone passes by in big letters that says "Let's go, Brandon." And of course my name's Brandon, so it was like motivating, like, hey, let's go, spirituality, let's keep it moving. So I see that sign everywhere, and I know it was very specific to a certain thing, but it's funny that and 11:11 like hit me all the time, and it helps motivate you, helps motivate me, and I'm sure you can create something in your life that'll do the same thing. So I always think that's funny. I look at my clock, it says 11:11, and a car drives by, it says "Let's go, Brandon." Yeah, so the signs of motivation and spirituality. It's just fun stuff. Like you can do these weird things when you start manifesting, seeing these different signs. I like, I'll go into that in another video, but I just wanted to hit you with a little bit of that at the end. But anyways, as always, I greatly appreciate you guys watching my videos, and have a nice day.